second day. So I'm trying to add pictures that I've personally taken. If you see them show up, and I'm editing them in along the way, so don't be surprised. I'm Dr. Kim Byrd-Rider, physical therapist, and I'm in Bethel, Alaska. And our goal is to lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks and to hit all the pillars of health: sleep, nutrition, exercise, de-stressing, and abstinence or lowering of drugs and alcohol. That's up to you. We're not going to hit on that point. And sleep. So we're doing the 4, which is nutrition and exercise and de-stressing, meditation, de-stressing. Actually, all of these have de-stressing components, and that affects your sleep. And then relationships is the other one. And usually when you hit de-stressing and you feel better, your nutrition's better, your self-confidence goes up, your relations get better as a result. So we're trying to get the full rounding of this, of health, right? Lifestyle medicine. In Bethel, Alaska, a big shout out to my friends in Colorado. With all these heaters, you get very static electricity. So if my hair starts to stand up on end, and you can definitely see on my shirt and things cling to it, that's why. Okay, so let's get started. Pilates. Let's do our ab work. Yesterday, we did not do a lot of upper extremity strengthening. And that's the beauty of working out 4 days a week, is if you miss something, you can make it up on the other days. So I'll make sure to incorporate that. I try to do it every day, but so anyhow, sometimes things get missed, but I definitely pride myself on total body workouts. I hit every area. So hands on the thighs, just walk your hips away from your head, lengthening your spine as long as you possibly can. I'm pushing on my thighs down by the hip joint, just trying to get the spine super, super long this morning. Well, it's morning to me. It's 5 a.m. to me. It could be any time for you. So we're going to just rock through the pelvis, feel the back tilt and the forward tilt, and then come to a middle place where the pelvis is level. Knit the ribs together so the low ribs are pressing down towards the mat as the shoulders come down and the blades move down the back. We're setting up perfect posture. Lengthen the back of your neck. You're going to press through the occiput area, or the base of the skull is pressing down towards the mat, and that makes a double chin, strengthening the retractors of the neck. That keeps your head on top of your spine. Big inhale. Exhale, belly flattens. Use a ha sound. Inhale through your nose. Belly gets big. Exhale. So the spine stays very still as the belly moves by itself. And not by itself, the ribs are moving too. So the ribs are widening. You're breathing into your back. Feel the lungs from the bottom to the top. Inhale, belly starts to balloon out. You're feeling the low ribs, the mid ribs, the high ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. Exhale, feel as it all collapses. Lengthen the breath, maybe inhale 5, 6, 7, or 8 counts. Pause at the top until it becomes uncomfortable, and then begin your exhale. Now we want to continue to breathe as we want to do our ab work around a neutral spine. We're trying to ingrain perfect posture, strengthen perfect posture into the system, into not only the muscle tissue strengthening, but the brain neurological firing as well, so that the brain understands perfect posture and it signals perfect posture all the time. So that means we want to train in perfect posture, because most of our day is not spent in, it's actually called ideal posture, because nobody's perfect. We want to spend our day in ideal posture, and we're not, sitting at our chair and everything. So we're not training that throughout our day. So we've got to train it while we work, like this, in exercise, and then it starts to translate into your day. And then you just start to find the ideal posture immediately without thinking. That's the goal. When you get there, your organs function properly, your glands function better, and then weight loss is an easier goal because everything's working, including the intestines are able to have some space to do their peristalsis, which is a snake-like movement that they do that moves everything along the track. Hands behind the head. Now, keeping neutral spine from the rib cage down, you're just going to curl through the upper back to engage the upper transverse. You're adding that in. The low pelvis stays in neutral. You're going to bring your right leg in and your left leg out. Remember the hover we did yesterday. This left leg is hovering. Now, depending on your strength, I'm talking, so it's really hard to hold that because you have to have control of your abs. You can bring the knee in a little bit. We're working for 90 degrees here, and you can come out somewhat. You choose. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to twist and reach. Inhale, pause. Exhale, switch. Inhale, pause. Exhale, switch. Inhale, pause. Exhale. Slow, slow, slow. Try to lengthen the breath. So you never pull on the head, but you give it support. Retract your head into your hands. Three more. You can also do this with one foot on the ground. Modify it however you like. And rest. Come back to neutral. Always coming back to a perfect posture or mountain pose. We talked about that yesterday. Mountain pose from the tailbone to the top of the head. Just reminding the body we always come back to ideal posture throughout our day. Wiggle around a little. Let's bridge while we're here just to build some heat. So touching the heels, you're going to roll up through the spine and lift. Lift the heels from the floor if you want. If this isn't enough for you, you can walk your feet together and lift one foot up towards the sky and hold that. Now I'm going to have you, we're doing something different with our arms. Bring your arms out to the sides like a gingerbread man. Turn the palms up. With each exhale, you're going to arch a little bit more into the upper back. Right behind the heart, you're sending this back bend. The sternum is coming towards the chin, which compresses the thyroid gland, giving it a little massage. You're in an inversion. So if you have head injuries or anything, you might want to do this a little differently with the feet on the floor. Like if you were on this table, your feet would be on the floor and then you're lifting so that your hips are not so high, your heart is not so high above your head. Lengthen out the back of your neck, get it really, really long, and arch again. Knees are tracking, pointing, I guess it's not really straight ahead, but towards the wall where your feet are. So the knees are pointing in the same direction as your second toe. Now we're going to dip down, the right hip dips down and touches. Come up. Inhale. Exhale, left hip dips down and touches. Come up. Right hip dips down and touches. Exhale with the effort. E, E. They both start with E. And then release. Bring your knees into your chest just to release the glutes a little. Hold the feet if you can. Butterfly the knees out. You can hold the shins and press the elbows into the knees. Happy baby, grab your feet. Start mixing a little yoga in here. You rock back and forth. Lengthen out the back of your neck. We're going to do 3 teasers, so 90 degrees. Inhale, chin comes to the Adam's apple as you begin your exhale and roll up. Shoulders down. May take you 2 breaths to get up. Lengthen out your spine at the top. Find ideal posture or neutral. Inhale, exhale, tilt the pelvis back. Inhale. Exhale, chin to the Adam's apple first. Pull, shoulders down. Find your balance at the top. Exhale, squeeze your knees together. Point your toes. One more. Shoulders down the back. Chin to the Adam's apple. Nice. Lean forward, butterfly. Just get the hips. We're going to move into the shoulder just as I promised. Get enough space here. Pretend you're on a tightrope. You're in a straight line. Feet are warming up. Okay, so this is a really bad thing in yoga, is throwing your clothes around like I just did. So yogis do not like chaos around them. So we neatly fold our socks like so. Put them there. Everything's always folded and arranged and put away nicely. So pretend you're on a tightrope. You're in a straight line from your ankles, knees, hips, and elbow. Elbows directly under shoulder. Shoulder must move back towards the wall behind you and down away from your ear. And you can feel that's depressing the scapula. You can feel the shoulder blades slide down the back and lock into place. And then you get this really stable sensation at the shoulder joint. And you can hang out here if you want to. And but bring the top leg to the floor. And we're just going to lift the bones away from the floor. The skin can still be on the floor. Oh, we need to add something here. The external rotation, which is the rotator cuff. Very, very important set of muscles. With your fist, push down into the mat and then slide the fist 45 degrees or towards the corner of your mat if you're on a yoga mat. Shoulder back and down. And that external rotation, that outward movement, recruits the rotator cuff in to stabilize even more. And then you can lift the hips all the way up. You can stack. You can bring the arm up. You choose. It's early in the morning for me, and this is the first shoulder thing of the day. So be kind. Breathe. Be kind to your body. Maybe it's just a little lift. Retract. Okay, the other thing is the head likes to come forward. Retract your head, make a double chin. Make sure that head is in a line with, is on the tightrope as well. We talked about the gravity is pulling your head down towards the floor. So this is a really great place to weight train the head, or it's not weight, resistance train the neck. Retract, kiss your shoulder. Lift your hips ever so slightly. Use a ha sound, pull the belly in. And release. Other side. So this is ab work. I've got it with the ab work section. Pretend tightrope, elbow, hip, knees, ankles, dorsiflexion at the ankle. Shoulder pulls back and down. Rotator cuff, press down with the fist and slide 45 degrees. Woo, we really feel this stabilize in the shoulder. And then the top foot can come down and lift. Then you'll feel your abs. Head is the last thing. Retract, pull it back, make a double chin, breathe like you mean it, and then kiss the shoulder. So we've got retraction plus rotation that we're gravitationally resistance training. Hand could go up for more balance. Breathe like you mean it. Go ahead and use a ha sound here. This is a yoga pose, but we're in the Pilates section, and you need the ab work. You need the extra ha. That ha really digs into the low transverse. And then come down onto your elbows. Shoulders go back and down, and then you're just going to pull the belly up from your knees. On your knees. So you're on your knees, pelvis comes off the floor. Use a ha sound. You can bring your hands together if you want. Now, what's important here is these shoulders go down away from the ears, pulling the shoulder blades down, stabilizing the shoulder joint. You can lift the knees off the floor if you want to. Really, you want these elbows under the shoulders. Retract your head. Now, you're working against gravity to strengthen the neck. And come down. Wiggle it out. Back up, belly up, lift the pelvis. Now here, because the back wants to sway, gravity's going to pull the pelvis into a sway back like that. We've got to get back to neutral, so pull the belly in and up. You have to really press the tailbone down towards the floor. Tailbone down, belly up. Shoulder blades down. Retract your head. 3. Now we're going to dip a couple of times. Left hip comes down and up. Right hip comes down and up. Left hip down. You're controlling the obliques. But make sure that back does not go into a sway. Squeeze your glutes. Belly up. And in. Release. Since we're here, we're just going to go straight into, this is yoga, the downward boat. Squeezing the legs together. You have to set the spine. The spine is always priority. It always comes first. So belly in and up, like you're pulling it away. You're lifting your belly away from the mat. Press the pubic bone down into the mat, and that will lengthen out the low back and stabilize it. Lifting your shoulders, draw your blades down the back as the shoulders move away from the ears. Pretend you're touching the corners of the room, so you're in airplane wings. Retract your head using gravity as resistance. Breathe like you mean it. Come up a little bit higher. Belly up. Belly in and up. Lift the belly. Press the tailbone down towards the mat, or the pubic bone down towards the mat. Lift a little higher. Retract the head a little more. Now you can look forward just a little bit towards the edge of your mat, but you have to retract first. So that you're getting a little back bend, but it's at the very bottom of the cervical spine, not at the top, not like that. You got to look down, retract, and C7, T1, C6, 7, T1 are in extension, very bottom of the neck. That part of the neck is usually in flexion through the day. It's looking forward. So we're countering the forward head by retracting and looking up slightly from the low neck. Release. Whew. Also squeeze your shoulder blades together while you're up there. Get the middle traps and the rhomboids. We're going to go back in, but this time we're going to bank like an airplane when it banks left and right. Here we go. Squeeze the low body together. Do not lift the feet from the floor. It puts too much pressure on the spine, on the spinal ligaments, when you lift the legs and the feet simultaneously. So here we go. Rise through the shoulder. Oh, no, we set the back every single time. We missed it. So belly in and up. Press the pubic bone down into the mat hard. And then rise through the upper body. Shoulders lift up, back, and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach the arms towards the back corners of the room. Retract your head. Look at the edge of your mat. Breathe like you mean it. And now you're going to bank to the right like you're flying. And then bank to the left. Breathe like you mean it. Bank whichever way you want to go. Do your own thing. You can even rotate the head if you want to. Strengthening the rotators of the neck against gravity. You can even side bend with it. Do a big side bend and lift, lift. Shoulders arch behind the heart. Belly up, tailbone down, pubic bone down. Breathe like you mean it. If you have to come down and back up, that's fine. The triceps should be burning because you're reaching towards the back of the room. Hyperextension on the elbows. Super straight elbows. Super straight elbows. Lock out those elbows. Triceps burning. Palms down. And then rest. Woo. Wiggle it out a little. Child's pose, press back. While you're here, you can add the tortoise arms by stretching the elbows and steeple down. Lock the elbows, drop the head. You can always split the knees and let the belly just hang between the legs. And then slowly roll it. If your knees don't do that, go and get here another way. We're going to go over to the bar. Here we go. Build your mountain. Rock through your feet. Keep rocking until you come to a midpoint on your feet. Equal weight distribution on the ball of the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel. Tripod. Belly in and up. Knit the ribs together, shoulders up, back and down. Retract your head back on top of your spine. Just get connected through your feet. So this is a lot of leg work, which is considered first chakra. And the issue here is connected to this energy center is all is one. So maybe just in your mind's eye, all is one. We are all one. When you turn the palm up like that in yoga, it's collecting light. And you see that in Christian churches too, where people hold their hands up. They're collecting light. So, you know what I mean metaphorically, like the light of the divine, the light of the heavens, the light of the world is coming in through this palm. And the palms are connected to the heart center. So you're gathering love. Now you're going to transfer your weight to the left foot without shifting into the left hip. Do you see that? So none of this. This hip stays stable and tall. So when you shift into the left, you don't see it physically. I can feel that all my weight just went to the left, but you don't physically see any change in the left hip. And that strengthens the stabilizers of the standing hip. Belly in and up, get really tall. Do you see the difference? People are like, oh, I get old and I lose height. Yeah, no, you're losing your posture. Retract your head, get real tall. I just got 2 inches out of that. We're just going to do good old-fashioned fire hydrants, bending the standing knee ever so slightly, unlock it. So the difference is the lock, you can feel it going backwards, unlock it. Oh boy, now the muscle of the thigh is working, keep it there. You want it pretty straight so you can balance, and you're just going to lift out to the side. Now, you don't have a lot of side motion. So if you're lifting it up like that, you're losing the mountain pose that you're standing on. So you just have about, 20, 30 degrees here of a lift. I'm trying to get into the gluteus medius on the other side. But the standing gluteus medius is on fire. You can feel it. Palm up, gather light, very tall. The crown chakra at the top of the head, the purple, is connecting to the heavens. The foot of the first chakra is at the tailbone. Tailbone color red is going down the leg, rooting into the earth. So you're rooting into the earth with the standing foot, maybe picturing the color red. All is one. All is one. Connect to the earth. And then you're driving energy up the spine. You've got this dichotomous force. You're going down into the earth, but you're also rising up into the heavens. And feel the top chakra at the top of the head, the color purple, is reaching up towards the heavens, connecting you there. So it's almost like this sensation that you're rooting upwards into heaven and you're rooting downward into earth. And you are in between, connecting the two. palm is up, gathering light. Both palms can be up, gathering light, if you can handle it with the balance, and release. Standing leg, woo, other side. Adjust my static cling, turn up, build your mountain, rock through your feet. I'm going faster and faster, cueing the mountain pose, because you'll get it. You'll get it faster and faster. Rock through the feet, belly in and up, ribs together, shoulders up, back and down, and retract the head. Palm up, gather light. Feet root into the earth through the red. Connect to the earth. Just feel like you have tentacles coming out through your feet, and they're just spreading into the earth, spreading out through your state or your country, and then even around the globe. Like, really ground yourself to this planet. You are a global person. You are not limited to this space. So expand into the globe, maybe down to the iron core. There is an iron core at the bottom of the center of this planet. Bend the knee, outside knee. And you're just going to lift. Nothing moves. You're in ideal posture, getting tall. And now you can, as you're rooted into the earth, you're also, energy's coming up your spine, lengthening, getting taller, taller, taller. And then purple at the crown of your head, right here on the top. Purple, see the color here? And then you are rooting, almost like tentacles coming out through your head, or rays of light, whatever you want to see, going up and rooting themselves into the heavens. And you are reaching into both. You are a citizen of the world, and you are a citizen of heaven as well. Both. Be with both of them right now. Little bitty pulses. Standing hip tall. No collapsing into this standing hip. Lift, 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 stack, tall, get as tall as you can. Shoulders up, back and down, and breathe. Breathe breath into the earth. Breathe breath into the heavens. You can use the ha sound or the ujjayi here. Ujjayi is the ha sound with the lips closed. So mouth open, mouth closed, whatever you choose, but inhale through the nose, the perfect breathing tool. Sinuses, that's the word yesterday. Remember yesterday I kept going, what are those things in your face that the air goes into? Sinuses. I knew it would come to me 24 hours later. That's okay. Although we're going to be learning that, sugar plays a role in our memory, a big role, actually. Make sure you watch those videos from the psychiatrist that I sent out. And I'll post it here as well on this video in the description. Dr. Amen, A-M-E-N, is the psychiatrist we're referring to for the brain imaging related to nutrition. Mountain, feet, pelvis, ribs, shoulders, head. Palm up, gather light. Like, just visualize a column of light, not only coming from the heavens into your palm, but coming from around the world into your palm, filling all of your cells. You can also visualize you pressing light out into the world. You can do both at the same time. Root into the floor, into the ground, into the planet. Rise and root into the heavens as well. So you'll go from looking something like this to rooting down into the ground, rooting up into the earth, It's a whole nother posture. And then bend the right knee. Heel, flex at the ankle, because you're going to move the knee towards the back wall. Lean forward, 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 hinging at the standing hip. Unlock the knee ever so slightly, and then lift the heel up towards the sky. Belly in and up. The belly's having to control this slight lean. So to stay away from this sway back, pull the belly in, get a straight line, retract your head. Again, you're working against gravity, another great place to strengthen the neck with gravity resistance. Lift, lift, little pulses, just little pulses. They do the trick. Shoulder blades down the back. Breathe like you mean it. Now we're going to bend the knee even more. The standing knee bends more. Lift. Yeah, we're all about strengthening the legs, but really what I'm trying to get is these stabilizers of the hip to be super strong, so you can get up and down off of chairs as you age, up and down off of toilet seats as you age. Those of you like me in the hospital industry and the nursing home industry, that leaves people. They're not able to get up and down off the toilet, and then you're bedridden. Release. This has to go with you. This hip stability, hip strength has to go with you into old age. Build your mountain. Palm up. Root down. Root up. Lengthen. Retract. Bend your knee. Hinge at your standing hip. Keep the headlights pointing forward or down a little bit, but even. Little pulses. Like your heel is trying to touch the ceiling. Touch the ceiling. And then bend the standing knee. Go ahead and bend it here more. Lift, lift. Pull the light into your hand. Breathe like you mean it. Belly in and up. Little pulses. Focus. Stay with it. This is the discipline. Belly in. You can do it. Five. And release. We're going to do a tree pose. For balance, you can stay near your sink. Build your mountain. Feet, belly in and up. Ribs together, shoulders up, back and down. Retract your head. Now the tree pose, you cannot put your foot on the calf, or you can't put it on the knee joint. The knee joint, that pushes the knee joint this way, and your knees don't go that way. So either keep it low on the foot, which I like to do, or you can do traditional tree that comes way up to the top. That causes distraction at the hip joint. Hip joint actually likes distraction, so that's fine. Or traditionally is the foot goes up like so. Any of those work, except for this. No, no, no. Even here, no, no, no. Ground into the earth again. Ground into the heavens. Prayer position. You can do your arms. Let's do that tomorrow. Keep the hands down. Arms overhead is tricky. Find a point, stare at it. Touching and releasing. Fall down, get back up, do it again. That's the discipline. It's a skill. You're building it. The head has to be on top of the spine. If it's out in front, it'll pull you forward. So retract the head. Make a double chin. And we'll start our prayers. because you're going to hold this a while. We'll start at the first chakra, the tailbone. So the yogis believe that the spirit sits along the spine from the bottom to the top, and they've segregated it into chunks of topics. Those topics actually align perfectly with the 7 sacraments of the Christian faith and the 10 sephiros of the Jewish faith. So these topics can be found throughout all religions. Yoga is not a religion, it's a philosophy. It was before the Hindu religion, but it has been incorporated into the Hindu religion. So you will see it sitting there, but it is older. It's older than the Vedic religion, which is the predecessor of Hinduism. All is one. Moving up to the orange in the abdominal area at the spine. Orange. Communion. Relationship. Pray for your relationships. Moving up to the 3rd chakra, the yellow at the belly button. Communion is the sacrament, but personal power. Personal power, strength, perseverance. Personal connection with God. Think about the sacrament confirmation. That's where a 13-year-old comes to God, and it's a commitment situation between God and the individual. Bar mitzvah is the same thing. And then release. Oh boy. So again, notice whether it's your hip or your ankle that gives out first, whether it's the foot or that's your weak point. Other side. Build a mountain. Always first, mountain pose. Get grounded. Feet, belly, ribs, shoulders, head. You can also turn both palms up. That's a nice, actually let's do that. That's a nice place to be for the tree pose during prayer. Keeping this length in the body, the weight shifts to the other leg without any movement. I like to rest, turn the knee out slightly. If the knee is forward, it pulls me forward. But if you turn the knee out slightly, it's more like you're standing on that foot. And then I just rest the foot on top of the other. And if you lose your balance, you can always touch your big toe down. Or you can start with your big toe down. Just be here with the big toe down, touching and releasing. Just lift the toe and then put it back down. If you're not there yet, you can hold on, flat hand, 2 fingers, touch and release here. It's your choice. You're building this. This grows. There's no difference between you and a tightrope walker, except for they practice. They're not savants, they just practice. Discipline, focus. They have more of that than the rest of us because they practice their skill. And so are you. Unlock the knee ever so slightly. You still need it straight here. Moving up through the chakras, continue your prayers, moving into the heart, which is green, unconditional love. The sacrament is marriage, which should contain unconditional love. Maybe say a prayer for your marriage and the unconditional love that should be flowing into it and flowing from it. And should is never a good word. Is flowing into it. You are flowing that into. Your marriage doesn't have to be to another person. It can be, in the case of a nun is married to God, or literally married to Jesus. They wear a wedding ring because they are married to Jesus. Breathe. Gather the light in your hands. Radiate out the green, unconditional love. The grace of the green is fortitude. That's the perseverance. It's here. It's opposite. The sin of the heart is wrath, anger. The 7 deadly sins, they line up with the chakras too. They're the opposite of the grace that sits here. So the grace that sits in the heart is fortitude, perseverance. Ask for the grace of fortitude. And purge yourself from the sin of wrath or anger. Wrath is an extreme anger. And underneath anger is always fear. Allow the unconditional love to wrap itself around the anger, fear, wrath, and dissolve it. Moving up to the throat. Visuddha. The color is blue. Communication sit here. Obviously, that's kind of seems obvious. Communication. Say your prayers around that. The grace is guidance. The heavens communicating with you. That's the grace. Maybe ask for the grace of guidance. Counsel, it's called, the grace of counsel. Moving up to the forehead area. This is receiving your orders from God. Ordination is the sacrament, the Christian sacrament. So receiving your orders. What should I be doing? What would you like me to do today? Get real tall. Lift through this hip. Lift your toes ever so slightly so you're not gripping into the floor. And then rest your toes gently in a hover. Then the top of your head is purple. The grace of wisdom. The deadly sin is sloth, not doing anything. And the grace is wisdom. Give me the wisdom to do what I need to do today. Please. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be opened. And release. Oh, what an exhausting way to do your prayers. Stabilization, ankle, knee, hip, core, shoulders, neck. I know it's long, but it's good. I'm going to turn this way. So the easiest way into this, I'm going to show you for those of you with hip replacements, is you sit at the edge, kind of come to the center, and you're going to bring your right leg in front of you. Your shin, if this is the front of your mat, is parallel to the front of your mat, and the left leg goes back. If you have a hip replacement, like say this is my hip replacement leg, I'm just going to dangle it over here. I'm not going to wrap it around behind me. That's taking the hip to end range with external. It's a lot of pressure on the hip. Do what you feel comfortable, and some replacements are, more flexible than others. So ask your physical therapist if you're concerned. So the shin is parallel with the pretend front edge of my mat, 90 degrees at this knee joint. You must be sitting on this hip. 100% my weight is loaded into this right hip. And then just lean forward into the mid-shin and drop your head. Now our natural inclination is to prop up on these elbows and walk them forward, because that will allow you to come down deeper gradually. Drop your head. If this is a really tight space for you, say you're way up here, sometimes runners are super tight in this. So you can reach out to the edge and hold on, and that will help you bring your chest more towards the middle of the shin. Those are trying to show anyone can do this. I've had 90-year-olds doing this. I've had hip replacements, you name it. Anyone can do it with a couple of modifications like that, like reaching towards the edge. Or another one I love to do is on a small plinth. I put it up against, this is a plinth, I put it up against the wall. So, and then I push them right up against the wall like this. The wall is on their side, so they can't, the wall supports them upright, and then they reach forward. So they're here with the wall at their shoulder and leg. Because they're so tight, they want to do this. The wall keeps them at least here. And that tightness will translate into your back. So the glutes come up. The hamstrings, one of the hamstrings attaches to the pelvis. And then the glutes come up and attach to the fascia of your low back. So if the glutes and the hamstrings are tight, they will flatten out the low back, creating an environment for the discs to shift towards the nerve. And when they start to put pressure on the nerve screams at you, and that's the low back pain. So the trick is to get the disc off of the nerve, away from the nerve, and 9 times out of 10, seriously, 9 times out of 10, back pain can be relieved with stretching the hamstrings, stretching the glutes to get them to stop pulling at the low back, to stop flattening the low back, because when they pull at it, they flatten the curve out of it. And then strengthening the abs. It's the abs create the environment for a healthy back, a strong abs, abs of steel. If you have back pain, you have to have abs of steel. And that means, it doesn't mean lifting weights for your abs. It means doing ab work every single day. Abs love to be worked out every single day, and only 10-15 minutes of it. It's the everyday piece of it that the abs really respond to. And then you're going to come up, and then so I've got my right leg in front. Right elbow comes to the shin, somewhere along this shin. Make a fist. Make a pancake on top of the fist, elbow up like a prayer position, and then I push the pancake down. You see the difference? If I push the pancake down into the fist, it lifts the spine. And with the lifting of the torso, I can lengthen the spine as much as possible and then drop your head. So then the spine stays in neutral pretty much. Now you can walk this elbow closer and closer. Eventually it hooks at the arch. Breathe and lean into your bottom shoulder. Retract your head. There's another great, are you starting to see how to train your neck is against gravity? Here we are again, against gravity. Retract your head and kiss your shoulder. So we're training rotators, side benders, retractors against And as we lift it, we're training the side benders, all against gravity with this 9 to 13 pound head. Breathe as a weight. Big breathing. Now, this is a tough spot to be in, so you've got to get fascinated with your breath. Move into your prayer system, any of those prayers that we talked about, if you want to go back over them. We're working in the hips, so the yogis believe the hips are connected to the second chakra, orange, at the belly, at the low belly area along the spine, right in the lumbar area. Focus there. Communication is the subject matter. Communion is the Christian sacrament. Communion, when you commune with others. It's about others. Also, money, power, sex sit here. There's a lot to pray about we got a lot of time here, so there's a lot to pray about here. Money, power, sex, community are all in the second chakra. Hand beside the leg, lock the elbow straight. Thumb goes in the armpit, hold the arm. We're going into rotation. That means we have to lengthen the spine as much as we can. Rotation adds compression to the discs between the vertebrae. So that means we got to get some extra space between the vertebrae. I'm reaching the top of my head towards the wall in front of me. I'm trying to touch that wall and then add the rotation in, hooking the elbow at the top of the knee. Now you got to lock this elbow to reach the knee. You can be anywhere along here is fine. But lengthen, when you're in it, lengthen again, lengthen the spine as much as you can. Pull the belly in, that'll help you lengthen. And then you can twist a little deeper into this. You can also move the hand out more if you're having trouble. And then drop your head this time. This is a good place to stretch. And traction the neck. Now you're creating space between the vertebrae of the cervical spine. And lean into the bottom shoulder. Lean left. Pull the belly in again, and that allows you to twist a little deeper. Now, breathe into your back. It's really hard to get the ribs to move here because the ribs are rotating, or the vertebrae are rotating, so they don't move so well. So breathe into your low ribs. They kind of bucket handle out. Then breathe into your mid ribs. Lean into this left shoulder. Breathe into your high ribs. Breathe into your collarbones. Try to find some space inside the rib cage. Come inside yourself. Your breath is the fastest way in. Follow the sound of your breath. Woo. Come out of this so slowly, please, so slowly. If you feel this isn't right for you, take a modification, ask your PT. And then you've got to windshield wiper the legs. You just have to. Or you'll be walking around limping. Other side. So, easiest way in is to sit, scoot back, bring the left leg to 90 degrees, like a box. 90 degrees is a box corner. Other leg goes back. 100% of your weight is on this hip. Do not pull this foot in. Do not hover like this. This is a traditional pigeon, and it will unstabilize the SI joint. You do not want that. Hips down here. It also twists the knee. You do not want that either. So here, and then chest towards the mid-shin. So I didn't make this up. Anna Forrest did. So I'm giving credit to where credit is due. But she geniusly took all the pigeon pose has a lot of problems, causes a lot of pain. But then it's got value to it too. So what she did was she I don't know if she knew what she was doing or she just intuitively did it, but she took out the problems. She probably knew. She took out the problems and left the value, and this is it. And the value, you can feel this one, yeah? The IT band area, if you have people with IT band problems, glute stretch, piriformis stretch, which is a nemesis for the sciatic nerve. This is great for sciatic nerve people. The piriformis just crushes the sciatic nerve. 20% of the population, if this was the piriformis muscle, on 20% of the population, the sciatic nerve goes through the belly of the muscle. So when the muscle gets tight, it strangles the sciatic nerve, and then you feel pain all the way down your leg, maybe to your toes even. This gets rid of that piriformis syndrome. And then it helps the low back with this huge glutes. You can't get a bigger glute stretch than this. And then you can also feel the hamstrings are on a stretch, as well as the inner thigh adductors. I mean, this thing's all over the place. Dorsiflexion at the ankle, spread your toes. Just to bring your awareness. Oh, okay, so you're sitting here going, oh, I feel my hip, I feel my hip. Well, you know what? There's other body parts. So let's spread your consciousness throughout the body. Let's spread it down the leg, down the shin. Flex at the ankle. Dorsiflex means to pull it back. Plantar flex means to point it. These are two types of flexion on the ankle. So we're dorsiflexing, spreading the toes wide like a starfish. And then your mind goes here to your toes as well. Now it's feeling two things at once. It's feeling the toes spread and the hip. You can't forget the hip. It's huge. And the back leg. Spread the toes on the back foot. Now the whole back leg lights up in your mental status, in the mental brain. Now you're aware of your entire lower body. Okay, elbow to the floor, anywhere along this path, anywhere along the shin. Make a fist, make a pancake, push the pancake. See the difference? Push the pancake into the fist, lifting, bringing you to neutral so that your hands are at the sternum, right in the middle. Your spine is long and neutral. Walk this elbow as close to the foot as you possibly can, unless you have a hip replacement. So do what you can. Hip replacements are probably looking about like this, not way down here. When they replace joints like the knees and the hips, they don't, they're great. They're great. I actually love those surgeries. But they don't go do the same range amounts as the old hip, the original knee. They don't have the same end range motions. Like the original went all the way like this, they just go like that, which is great. But you have to adjust what you're doing to accommodate your new end range. Breathe. Working against gravity, we're going to use the neck. Retract, look up, and kiss the shoulder. Taking every opportunity to train the cervical spine that we possibly can. These are your hot spots. I know when you're working out, you're thinking, oh, I want to train the glutes and the biceps and the pecs, because that's what, my calves, because that's what people see. That's not what this is about. This training is going to save your life. This training is going to take you into old age. This training is going to keep pain away, because I watch pain all day long. I know what's coming down the road for you. I know it's coming down the road for me. And so all of these things are built to, do you see the difference between my left side and my right side? So on the right side, the elbow went all the way in, and my weakest link is this left hip. So this one doesn't quite make it. Oh well, it's behind the foot for now. We're going to work together for 12 weeks, so you might watch this grow. You will watch this grow on me. Eventually I will get it. I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to do what it allows me to do today, even though it's different than the other side. Breathe. So what comes down the road for people is neck pain, knee pain, hip pain. That's what those joints start to destabilize. They weaken. The muscles and the shoulder, the muscles that stabilize them weaken because you don't train them, because busy training the glutes and the biceps, if you're training at all, and you're missing the stabilizers. Whew. Dang. Okay, so left hand beside the left knee, straighten the elbow. You can walk it out a little if you want to. The closer it gets in, the harder it is. Thumb under armpit. Hold the arm. Okay, you got to lengthen here. Get long, 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 long spine, and then slowly go into this rotation of the upper back. Honestly, the legs are so locked in, you cannot rotate in the low back. I love that. Hook at the elbow, the knee at the elbow, and lean into your bottom shoulder, into your right shoulder. Just lean into it. Drop your head. Breathe. Again, second chakra, belly, low belly area. Color is orange. Communing with others, money, power, sex. Say your prayers. The deadly sin is greed that sits here. And the grace to pray for is piety. Realizing that everything has value. There's God in piety, not pious, but piety that everything has the grace of God in it. And that there is enough. It's everywhere. It's kind of the opposite of greed. Greed is there's not enough. Here there is enough. God is in everything, everywhere. It's plentiful. There's enough money and power. You don't have to be greedy about it. Pray for the ability to see the grace of God in everything today. Even the divinity that sits inside of the person that you don't care for. And then come out of that. Ooh, slow, 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 slow. Windshield wiper. What a great prep for meditation. Go ahead and lie down on your back. The meditation today is actually a hypnosis from Marissa Peer. Yesterday was Erin Doherty. So this meditation, I'm glad we said our prayers because this isn't really, this is more of a hypnosis, less of a prayer. And this is Marissa Peer's hypnosis on weight loss. So download it from her site, marissapeer.com. And I'm just going to talk you through it. And it's kind of crazy. This is gastric bypass, hypnosis for gastric bypass. So we're bringing you down to realizing that your stomach is the size of your fist and putting that into your subconscious. And, hypnosis isn't what you think. You'll be completely conscious. You're going to be fine. So go ahead and relax. Let your feet flop open. Drop your jaw. Turn your palms up you're like a gingerbread man. Now look up like you're looking into your eyebrows. Look up into your eyebrows. Keeping your eyeballs up, just close your eyelids right down. when you look up, your eyes start to flutter, your eyelids. Look up hard. Look. We're doing it again. Look up as high as you can. Look deep into your eyebrows, and your eyes start to flutter. Every time you blink, deep, powerful hypnosis is coming upon you. A second type, look up and just exhale. When you blink, the deeper and faster you go into hypnosis. Look up again, blink, and then lower your eyes down. Closing your eyelids all the way down. As your eyelids shut down, I want you to forget all about the position of your eyeballs. Just let your eyes be comfortable. Just drop your chin so that you feel that same down, looking down feeling that you might look over a balcony or down a flight of stairs. You're looking down 10 steps. You're moving on to step 10 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go down. You go deeper. You are taking step 9. As you gently, calmly, easily move on over to an even deeper level, you are taking step 8. And you can see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet, treading each step as you move down, drift down, travel down to a deeper level. You are taking step 7, going deeper with every sound you hear. The sound of your own heartbeat is flowing right through your body, relaxing you perfectly. You're taking step 6, going even deeper still. You're taking step 5 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 4 as you gently, calmly, easily move on over to a still deeper level. You are taking step 3, going deeper. You are taking step 2, going even deeper. You are taking step 1, going even deeper. Drift into a relaxing state. You are deeply aware that anger is nothing more than hurt. There is always, always, always hurt behind anger. People who are hurt have just not learned how to express anger. There's an ever-present need to express hurt. You notice how skilled, how adept you are at saying, that hurt me. I was hurt when I got hurt by. That incident hurt me. Every time you express your hurt, you notice anger is not there. You see, your feelings are the most real thing that you have. Your feelings are always telling you what is going on, and you are learning to feel your feelings until they no longer require to be felt. You are learning to every day say, I was hurt by. You can even say to other people, you hurt my feelings when. See, when you can see that you hurt my feelings when you didn't call, forgot my birthday, forgot that important event, I still love you, you're still my friend, but you hurt my feelings. You see, that's the key to being so evolved. You hurt my feelings. You become a master of acknowledging when your feelings are hurt and always articulate it. Here's the proof about your feelings. You feel something, and that feeling tries to tell you something. And every day you do something. You are totally aware of your feelings. Whatever your feelings, you accept it, you acknowledge it, and you articulate it. You accept that today you are feeling frustrated, annoyed, jealous, cranky, irritable. You are totally aware of the feeling you are feeling. You completely acknowledge that feeling, you accept that feeling, and then you say, I am feeling irritable. I'm feeling unreasonable. What's so amazing is you accept and acknowledge and articulate your feelings. They go away. Feelings like wanting attention, if you acknowledge them, they go away. Feel your feelings until they no longer require for you to feel them. Your motto is to acknowledge hurt and to be aware of hurt and to acknowledge it, accept it, and understand that there is always, without exception, hurt behind anger. Anger is not bad. Tiny kittens and puppies express anger. Babies get angry and frustrated. Anger is only dangerous when it's repressed so much that it erupts. But not for you, because you are skilled, gifted, adept at saying, that hurt me. I want you to imagine now going through your day and saying, I felt hurt when my partner spoke to me rudely. I felt hurt when my kid did not acknowledge how much I do. I felt hurt when someone in the store cut in front of me. I was hurt when someone tried to pass my work off as theirs. I was hurt when I wasn't acknowledged. That hurt me. I want you to see yourself as becoming so talented at acknowledging your hurt. Give it a voice. Aware of when you're hurt. Accept it. Verbalize it. And now I want you to see how easy it is for you to say to someone else, even to someone you love and admire, you hurt my feelings when. And there are times when you simply can't do that with your boss or it's not the right time, but you can always say it to yourself. And you always do. You're able to go to the bathroom, turn on the taps, and say, my feelings were hurt when that action hurt my feelings. An amazing, impressively way of saying this, the hurt will dissipate. It needs to be acknowledged. The hurt needs to be verbalized. You are now aware of your feelings. You accept them, you articulate them all the time. You feel so good. You remember to never say, you made me. You say, I felt this when. Not you made me, because I felt hurt when. I felt sad when. I felt ignored when. I felt upset when. And every day you do this, and every day you become more skilled, more at ease, more at peace. So just let yourself go deeper and deeper. And I want you to think of all the hurt that you've experienced over the years. We all experience hurt for different things at different times. I want you to think, where is that hurt? If you never expressed it, it's had to regroup and come out as anger, because that's exactly what feelings do. We refuse to hear them. We eat them away, we shop them away, we medicate them away, and they just regroup and come back. You never need to do that. You feel your feelings. If you feel it, you never have to justify. It's what you feel. You can feel jealous, you can feel angry, you can feel upset, and you can feel hurt. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to then say, I feel X. I feel hurt, jealous, disappointed, overlooked, insignificant. I feel it. And as you tune into your feelings and they are heard, they dissipate, they go away. So for you, anger is nothing more than a dim, distant memory. See, anger's job is to protect you, and when someone hurts you, your job is to say, you hurt me, so that they know that you know anger is there to protect you. And because you are so good, so gifted at acknowledging, accepting, and articulating all your feelings, you never have to get to that stage of eruption, anger, wrath, to be pent up and kept in you until it erupts. So go back again and imagine scanning your body for all the unexpressed hurt. Where does it come out? Does it come out as headaches or stomach aches? Maybe it's an angry red rash, a screaming headache, a thumping headache. And as you scan your body and tune into the hurt, I want you right now to say out loud, I was hurt by, and finish that sentence. I got hurt when, finish that sentence. My feelings were hurt by, my feelings were hurt when. You becoming so skilled, so accomplished, so at ease with tuning into hurt and expressing it beautifully and adeptly. And as you do this, anger is a dim, distant memory. It's something you used to feel. It is out of your life. It is in the past. It is all behind you. You're able to take deep breaths. You're able to express yourself reasonably, logically, calmly, rationally. You are doing a phenomenal job of expressing your feelings, expressing yourself, sometimes only to yourself. And you will always listen. People who get angry often don't have the words to express their feelings. They haven't been allowed to express their feelings. Tiny babies get angry. Tiny babies get enraged and outraged where rage is coming out. But you have other skills. You have the words to express your feelings. Even better, you have the awareness to know that you are allowed to feel your feelings. You're allowed to have them. You're allowed to feel them. You are allowed to express them. So just let yourself go deeper. Drift deeper. Sink deeper. And as you go deeper, you understand and accept anger is nothing more than hurt that has not been expressed. And to deal with this is to acknowledge your hurt before it can ever become anger. You acknowledge your hurt. You practice being aware of your feelings. You always acknowledge them. You fully accept them. You articulate them simply to yourself. Today I feel X. I don't have to justify why I feel jealous, disappointed, sad. This is just how I feel. These are my feelings. I'm allowed to feel them. They are your feelings. You are allowed to feel them. You're allowed to give them a voice. You're allowed to express them. And notice as you do them, they will be heard and they go away. Their job is done. And anger is something out of your life in the past, all behind you. So as you go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, you are aware of a wonderful transformation taking place in you. You are constantly growing and maturing and realizing that as long as you express hurt, tune into your feelings, accept them, and verbalize them, then you're free. Your judgment is good. You made the right decisions. You like yourself. You believe in yourself. You take the time to breathe. And as long as you like yourself and you do believe in yourself, you can let other people's issues go. When you see other people angry, you say, oh, look, that's a hurt person. You're able to observe anger with fascination. You observe hurt people who don't express their hurt, and they're erupting into anger, and you are so glad that it is so far behind you. Something you used to do once a lifetime ago, but it cannot and will not, does not affect you ever again. You like yourself, you believe in yourself, you breathe deeply. Just taking deep breaths, take a deep breath, take a minute, and then say, what about this has hurt me? What am I hurt about? And then express the hurt, having the most wonderful power, permanent healing, transformational effect on you now and forever. You are discovering the skill for expressing your hurt, and every day you know that you can handle any situation life puts in front of you because you are lovable, you're an adult, you think clearly, you take the time to take a breath, you express your hurt, and you understand that what people say, they often don't say what they mean. You listen to what people are trying to say, often in a clumsy way. You will understand the meaning. You are forgiving, you are kind, you are loving, you are lovable. You are able to be free. You are free. So feeling free, feeling amazing, feeling wonderful, feeling in tune with your body, listening to it, hearing it, listening to other people, and more than anything, listening to yourself, being kind to yourself, understanding we make our habits and our habits make us, and every habit of action is run by habit. The habit of erupting is run by the habit of thought. I kept it all in and now it's coming out. That's a habit. You express yourself now. You are reasonable, you are logical, you are calm. People listen to you because you express yourself easily, clearly, nicely, and you express your hurt. Knowing it, feeling it, loving it, living it, you can slowly, calmly, easily return to your full awareness, feeling incredible, feeling wonderful, feeling wide awake, feeling fully aware. Maybe replaying this before you go to sleep as it goes into your subconscious. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Shake your head from side to side. Take a big inhale, reach above your head and stretch. And as you exhale to your right side in a fetal position, placing your hands slowly pushing up to a seated position. I guess we were meant to listen to anger today instead of gastric bypass, but we will get to that one. And earlier I said anger was fear, but anger is hurt. Fear may play a role. It's very complex, isn't it? Hands in front of your heart. But the simplicity is to express your hurt to others so that you can be free of the hurt and not erupt into anger, which is what we will practice today. We've built discipline this morning. We will discipline ourselves today to express our hurt and not bottle it up so that it becomes anger and erupts. As you exhale, lower your ego mind below your compassionate heart in reverence. Inhale as you rise. And namaste. I'll see you next time.